Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
It's so wonderful to see you all. I feel so privileged to be here among all of these incredible, brilliant young minds. Domingo, thank you for your amazing, just continued, consistent leadership, not just for LULAC, but for Latino communities, you are always there to support all of us. You are incredible. You have left and will continue to etch out an incredible legacy. And to everyone who is a part of LULAC, mil gracias. And thank you so much for all of the work that you do, for the fight that you put in, and for the investment that you're making in these incredible, wonderful, beautiful souls that we have the good fortune to be in front of. I have to say, with my comadre, we are so lucky to have the opportunity to address you. But more than that, Domingo Garcia, who you just heard, the great Congresswoman from Houston, she and I have the privilege of being a part of history together. We are the first two Latinas ever in Texas to be elected and serve in Congress. Thank you.
Wow.
And it's so wonderful to be a part of history with my comadre, but it is unbelievable that it took that long to make history. But we've done it really in so many ways. We were just talking about this earlier because we do it because we love service, but we also do it to try to blaze a trail for all of you. And that really is kind of the message that I want to share with you. I have two kids, and my kids are probably about your age. I have a son, Christian, who is 25 years old, and I have a daughter, Eloisa, who is 23 years old. And I'm going to share with you what I have shared with them, because looking into this group of all of you, I cannot help but think of them, and I cannot help but think of the ups and the downs that they have experienced so far, the victories and the defeats that they have experienced so far, and the pieces of advice that I've given them along the way. I want to first tell you that while the doors of opportunity have been shut for decades and generations, for so many of us, the time to bust those doors wide open has come. And I want you to seize that moment. I want you to seize every single opportunity in front of you. And you are doing it right now. There are organizations like LULAC and other organizations that many, for me, yes, LULAC existed, but there are like a million more, maybe not a million, but there are a number of more organizations now that exist to nurture and help and support you. Your job is to seek them out and to make sure that you are using them as opportunities, avenues of opportunities to advance your goals. So that is your job. Bust those doors wide open. Another part of the work that you need to do, and this, I wish I could go back and tell my young self, be confident and excited about who you are and what you bring to the table. Too many times we live in self-doubt. Too many times we hear outside noise. Drown it out, believe in yourself, know and support, and be enthusiastic champions of yourself. The gifts and the talents and the brilliance that you bring to everything you do. And then the last piece of advice, and this I could write a book about, don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of every time that you fall down. And I've tried to communicate that to my kids as well. Because there will be many times when you attempt something and you may not succeed. But don't let that stand in the way of you attempting what you want to try. I mean, too many times we're so afraid of failure that we're even unwilling to try. We're unwilling to go out on a limb. We're unwilling to do something because we're afraid that we might fail. And I will tell you, as a Latina, as a Mexican-American Catholic woman, daughter of a very strong Mexican-American Catholic woman, definitely I have been afraid of disappointing others, of failing myself. We've got to get over that. We've got to get over that, because in failure and in falling down, I mean, obviously we want to succeed, but you need to embrace those moments and learn from them. And what I have told my kids is, really, that's where resiliency comes from. You know, I have a quick story to tell you all about resiliency. You know, just as a quick segue to closing out my comments. And you never seek out tragedy, you never seek out trauma, you never seek out failure, but you've got to learn from it. And today, really just a couple of hours ago, we passed on the House floor a bill to honor the 23 innocent souls and the 22 other innocent souls who died and who were injured in the massacre on El Paso on August 3rd, 2019. On that morning, that beautiful, hot Saturday morning, I will never forget, I was having a town hall meeting, and thousands of El Pasoans were in a Walmart, one of the busiest Walmarts on the US-Mexico border, grocery shopping or filling their prescriptions, many of them shopping for school supplies for their kids, when a gunman with an AK-47 walked into that Walmart and was there to shoot to kill. He was there to slaughter Mexicans and immigrants. He confessed to that. And he was espousing in a screed that he published just before he went in to kill us. He talked about the great replacement theory. And he talked about why we were targets. And unfortunately for our country, we are still living with that racism, that xenophobia, and that hate. And Domingo, I want to thank you. LULAC was there with us.
Was it the next day?
You were there the very next day. You stood with us. LULAC, everyone in LULAC stood with us in strength, in hope, and in a demand for justice. But this is who our people are. This is who we are. We are loving, generous people of goodwill, of kindness, with open hearts. But we are also people who will demand justice. We are people who want our place in this world. And as tragic and horrific and awful as that day was, there was an incredible power in our unity, an incredible power in our single voice, but more importantly, there was incredible power in our love. No one could or ever will take that away from us. Our love that we have for one another, our love that we have for our culture, our people, our history, but more importantly, our values. And so my final thoughts for all of you is, I want you to embrace every part of who you are, what you represent, those values you bring to the table every single day. I want you to join hands with the organizations and with the people who will support you and help walk with you. And I want you to lead in those moments when you might be all alone. You might feel like you're all alone, but there's an army of us behind you. So congratulations for all you do. I can't wait to see what you will do next. And folks like my comadre and my colleague who you're about to hear from, the wonderful Representative Adriano Espaillat, and so many of us were here to support you. So thank you, que Dios los bendiga, and all of our love to all of you.